guys, welcome to Mala's Verse. Welcome if you're new here, welcome if you have been here before. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. So, today's reading is going to be about having or receiving clarity and ease for a heartbreak you went through. This could be recent or a significant one, and this does not necessarily have to be a romantic connection, it could be friendships or related to family connections as well. So take whatever resonates. Definitely don't take a message that doesn't resonate with you. And we have three piles to choose from. The images will show up on your screen now. So take a few deep breaths and breathe out through your mouth as you focus on these images. Let your awareness guide you to whichever image you are drawn to, and you're more than welcome to choose one or more piles. I will see you in your reading. Number one, if you chose the image with the mountain, this is your reading. So we have already pulled out your cards. So the mountain itself was giving me the energy of alone at the top, and it actually is very evident also or being repeated in your cards here, because the first two cards that we have, and these two cards are representing what the relationship was like which created this heartbreak. And so yeah, I'm having a lot of thoughts coming through. So the other question was, how did the heartbreak happen? And so for that we have the Six of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. With the Six of Wands and Ace of Pentacles, to be honest, like, to put it in simpler terms, this is what I am receiving, is that through a lot of turmoil, through a lot of challenges, and especially working a lot on yourself, on your skills, I'm getting more on skills, um, whatever it may be, the energy that you had invested, you received recognition for it. But with the Ace of Pentacles, it's interesting that I'm receiving this energy with the Ace of Pentacles, because usually it says prosperity is beginning, there are new promises, etc. But what I am receiving with the Ace of Pentacles here is that you were not given your due diligence. You were not given the remuneration, literally remuneration, financially, or this could be energetically as well, in accordance to the efforts you had put. And also, not just the efforts, you really created success, right? We have the Six of Wands here. So in accordance to whatever you accomplished, whatever success you had, you were not given the due diligence, as I already shared. And two scenarios that come to my mind is, one, for some of you this feels like, so, and for some of so there are two different scenarios, and for some of you it could be that these two scenarios itself might be playing out, amongst each other, or playing off of each other, sorry. The first scenario is, not getting this due diligence or due respect also, or a genuine promise of love, of commitment, or maybe even a gift, I would say, that you did not receive the gift that you were expecting. I wouldn't say you were expecting, but you deserved. This is more about deserving. And that scenario seems to be more with, within a dynamic between a child and a parent, and this parent figure feels like a father figure, or this could be both the parents as well, because beneath this deck, after a couple of cards, we do have the King and Queen of Wands showing up, like both of them. So this could be, parents, or parents who are themselves very well established in their own career. So, when they have that expectation projected onto you and you've accomplished it, but they're not so impressed, and that is the energy I'm receiving, which is so, it's very discouraging. And discouraging, I would say, would be an understatement here, because we are talking about heartbreak, right? So like I said, this could be a disappointment or a disagreement between parents and a child, and especially like a father figure is what I'm receiving, and a child, or this could be a mother figure as well. And the other scenario that I'm receiving is, you accomplish something in your career. For most of it feels like a job that you were in, or you maybe are a part of as well currently too. So you completed a target, you completed a project, and you did it brilliantly. You achieved success, but you were, it's like your success and your efforts were again not respectfully honored is what I'm receiving. Or there was no due diligence is the word that's coming to my mind time and again. Maybe you were not given the right level of promotion. I'm also time and again getting the word severance pay. So maybe you were not given the right honoring in terms of what severance pay you received. And some of you, um, this is not me, it's what I'm receiving. But when they talk about trimming the excess fat metaphorically, so laying off people at their workplace because they just want to cut costs or whatever, like the reason is not sorry, the reason is not very genuine, and they lay people off. I feel like some of you have experienced that as well. My heart goes out to you because I see how much effort you've put in. And maybe for a few of you this is associated with your school life. You were not given the due credits to maybe pass and receive your degree or pass a class, something like that as well, whereas you did do well. Maybe this is about a thesis project, where the marking is many a time subjective also is what I perceive. Like definitely it's testing your knowledge, but sometimes there is prejudice or a bias that comes up, and I feel like that must have played a role as well. Now, what impact that did that leave on you? And for that we have asked for help. um it's just such a very heavy energy, to be honest. And like I said, my heart goes out to you because in some way shape or form I feel like I've experienced this, so I get that. Whew. And for ask for help, what I am receiving is you became essentially hyper independent, more of a lone wolf energy. And so you really don't give yourself the permission to ask for help. You take the world's weight, and you take everything on your own, and it has rendered you very I would say for some of you, there is pessimism and also not so trusting of people, especially people probably in authority, is what I'm receiving. Because at the bottom of the deck, we do have discernment and move forward. So, this experience definitely helped you have or create a lot of discernment for sure, and which is helping you move forward. But in some way, shape, or form, asking for help is something you may struggle with as a result of this heartbreak. Now, looking at the cards that we have for what clarity you can have or receive around this heartbreak, especially from a spiritual perspective or lens, for that we have Justice, Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. So, first of all, justice will be served, is what I'm receiving. Like you will receive your due recognition. We again have the Six of Wands, but the Six of Wands here is so different in representation to the Six of Wands here. So, if you look at it, the Six of Wands on the this is the no, right side. There are other people looking onto this person, right? The person is alone and they're looking at others, but there's a loneliness. And even though there is this lonesome energy here as well, but this is thriving in your energy, is what I'm feeling, more than feeling lonely or isolated, which sort of is what I'm getting from this card. Like I was saying from the image as well, it's alone at the top. That was the energy here. But here, with the Six of Wands, there is full-fledged embracing energy about for your own success, for who you are. This is not just success, recognizing the magic that you are. And I feel like what you need to know is the spirit world, God, source, whoever you believe in, they definitely see you, your worth, and how potent you are as a being, how much you have succeeded in like different tasks in life in general. And so you will receive the due diligence with the justice card here. You will receive your justified share of joy, in case some of you were feeling that you wouldn't. There are no doubts about it, because they know that you have gone through crap. We literally have Five of Swords, Four of Swords, and Nine of Swords. Like you were a person who would mind their own business, is what I received from this Four of Swords card. But with the Nine of Swords and Five of Swords, the exhaustion, anxiety created in your mental plane was more so because people were in aggressive, unhealthy competition with you, not you being in competition with them. And so they might have pulled tricks that were not so neat, essentially. And I'm putting it in the lightest way possible, because right beneath those cards we do have the devil. So um, there must have been really intense bonding, not bonding, bondage type of energy in those connections. And the other thing that is coming through with the cards here is that you are going to see how much your spirit, especially the sacral chakra, the second chakra, which is full of emotions, sensual energy, the energy of creation, how much of that energy was being it was getting expended, if that is the right word, but it was getting spent on other people, on things outside of yourself. But these experiences will give you more clarity about how to manage your energies, and especially how to feel at home within yourself, and in terms of emotional satisfaction mostly. You are going to have a much more abundant flow of creativity, and this can be creativity in any way, shape, or form. Maybe you're literally creating something physical. This could be creativity in the way you think. This could be, and what I am receiving is, when I said that this is a creativity in the way you think, it's you recognizing how creative you are and how balanced you are. We have two cards, talking about balance here: justice, and somewhat with Six of Pentacles as well. Like Six of Pentacles is usually like breadcrumbing energy, but that's what I perceive from the Rider Waite deck, not from this one. This is balance. Like there is no imbalance in terms of two or four. All of these six pentacles are flowing like this in a very harmonious arch, like shape. So it's a completion, or a rainbow like energy. Oh wow, that's the energy I'm feeling. And that is what you are realizing, or being asked to realize with these experiences. Like you have learned, or you were probably meant to learn how to balance out your energies, and balance out how or what you give to people with the justice card here. And especially not having others but you yourself recognizing the magic, the gift, the potency that you have, or that you already are. Now, looking at the cards that will help you have ease with this, we have leaving and sobriety. So, with sobriety, what I'm receiving is, I wonder maybe some of you did indulge into unhealthy coping mechanisms. So, definitely, being brutally honest with yourself and looking at that activity as, is this helping me or not? Is this helping me move out of this? Is this helping me leave this situation permanently or in a very significant way, or is it just escapism? So that's a strong message coming through, so that you can have ease with this, to be honest with yourself with that. And with sobriety, the other thing that I'm receiving is, your emotional waters, or your emotional body is going to have more clarity the more honest you are with yourself as to how much your emotional energy was invested in making others feel at ease, because you are somebody who stands out, who is a leader. So to not disturb other people's be to not disturb other people's mental health or emotional health, like that's how you would be thinking, to not make them feel uncomfortable or to not rock the boat. You were emotionally also succumbing it within yourself, like not letting that emotion create greater out of you, like to move from you, outside of you, rather than you were rather than that you were restricting it, solidifying it in your being, and not letting others see what you truly are, because you did not want to rock the boat. You did not want to go ahead and disturb people's peace, is what I'm receiving. So getting sobriety and clarity about this, like how much are you intoxicating your own mind with thoughts that are actually not true. And I do perceive with the clarity that you're receiving with these experiences, and how even the spirit world is taking care of you behind the scenes. I do feel like you are receiving this awareness. And what I am also receiving is that getting energy work done for yourself, especially like, sometimes when I have not yeah, we can talk about issues or like blocks with certain emotions. What I do is ask my go to, Reiki practitioner to receive Reiki to clear out or have ease with this emotion. For example, if it's shame, so I ask this person to help me like give me Reiki and help me with releasing shame and guilt in whichever way would be for my highest good. So that helps me have clarity eventually moving forward as well. So that is something you could consider, maybe like receiving Reiki for specific emotional blocks, because that's very potent, very powerful. And with leaving, what I am receiving is leaving emotionally the situation for once and for all. And that is going to help you have a lot of ease, I feel like, on your shoulders. Like I said, it feels like this pile is burdening themselves with the weight of the world. So, leaving that behind is very important for you to have ease with this. So, just leave the situation is not what I'm trying to say. It's more so like realizing you yourself are so valuable as well, and that when you are being the tender, loving, caring, which is TLC energy, towards yourself, then and only then you can extend that to people with full fledged energy, right? With honest and deep rooted energy of TLC. If you're not going to do that for yourself, if you think that you're the only one who can cure everybody and the world, or that and I'm not saying from an egoistic perspective as well, like it is your responsibility to do that. Moving that or shifting that mindset is very important for your own peace, because I feel like your heart center is heavy because of these things that have transpired. And even like I said, your shoulders or the back of your nape, this part might be heavy or tight, or there might be energy blocks there as well. Maybe you can ask to receive Reiki around releasing tension or lowering your cortisol levels, if you do perceive that alternative healing is for you. And that can also help you have clarity about this situation and help you have realization and epiphanies around this situation. So beneath that, we do have family changes. So I do perceive that these changes, especially the way you would create ease for this situation for yourself, is going to create some changes in the family dynamics. Now that could depend on the situation. Maybe you leave the situation, but more than that, what I'm receiving is you will not personalize other people's thoughts and beliefs, especially people you look up to as much. And learning to ask for help, maybe that is why I was time and again getting this awareness. Please ask or go and receive a Reiki session. It's important. Asking for help is important. A one man army can only go so far. There is strength in numbers. There are people who do want to honor and help you. So have that faith and move forward with that, pile number one. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. And do like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye. Hi, pile number two. If you chose the second image, which was a sunset image, this is your reading. So that image itself was giving me the energy of, an abundance of love, or a place of pure love getting overshadowed with darker clouds. That was energy I'm receiving. That was energy that I was receiving from that image, because there are hues of pinks and oranges, but more so like pink, and being overshadowed or being hidden, or something about covering that love up with darker clouds, with the clouds of grief, sadness, etc. And so that first of all reminded me of, the first thing that came to my mind was, this could be around inner child, but that it is related to a romantic connection as well. And The cards that we have for you here are Nine of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. These cards are representing what relationship must have caused the, or what kind of relationship must have caused the heartbreak, and how did it occur. And beneath the deck, we have the two of Cups, and Knight of Wands, and Queen of Wands as well. So what I am receiving is about the situation is that with the Nine of Cups, this was definitely a connection that was very fulfilling. And I perceive that you guys went through a lot of emotional ups and downs for sure to reach to that place. But how the heartbreak occurred is with the Seven of Pentacles, what I'm receiving is um maybe you were left before a bigger commitment was supposed to happen. I mean, this person left, or things ended before you could level up to a next, you know, level up to the next phase of this relationship. I do perceive this connection to be really long term for a lot of you. Maybe it's, shorter term for some of you, but I do feel that these cards are representing an energy of a lot of years put into this relationship. But with the Seven of Pentacles, what may have happened that the efforts you were putting, or the energy, resources, maybe even monetary help that you were putting into the connection in some way, shape, or form was not being recognized, was not yielding the fruits that you were expecting them to yield. They were, I mean, it was just give, 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 give. You were not receiving a lot, you were not receiving the fruits of your labor. But I'm not talking about like a give and take connection, but more so about there was no symbiotic nature within the connection. There was not an equal flow or harmony in the connection, is what you may have started realizing. And so maybe that is why you yourself ended the connection, or the relationship did end on its own. Or I don't feel like it took its natural course or ended like that. It does feel like there was a strong disparity or difference between things being spoken and shared and the actions being taken. So there's a big difference there, is what I'm receiving. And that's why this connection had to come to an end. And there was a difference in the expectations from both people within the relationship, and what impact it created on you. For that, we had the decisions card. And what I'm receiving from the decisions card is that it really made you, break your own confidence about, am I taking the right decisions when it comes to people that I'm involving in my life, the people I'm trusting and people I'm loving. So that is something that must have created a I mean, this relationship or this heartbreak must have created a deep impact on your decision making skills or choice making capacity, is what I'm receiving, especially when it comes to creating friendships or creating personal connections. Now, looking at the cards that represent how can you have more clarity around this, for that we have Queen of Swords, Princess of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. So, it's just that, even the image is something that's coming to my mind again, and it has these hues only, right? If you actually remember the image, it's very close to these hues. There's this purple here at the top corner, and then we have those pinks, and this is how that sunset image was like. I mean, these were the major colors. And what I am receiving is that, first of all, pile number two, you're somebody who loves without filters. You have a really big heart. I'm getting a lot of Leo energy, or Leo like loving, which is unconditional, and you really want people close to you, the people you care about, to thrive in life. So, and I feel like this heartbreak actually, created a layer of shadow or a fear within you, which is covering up this love in you. And the clarity that is coming through, what the universe or the spirit world wants you to know about this, is that this was supposed to happen for you to become this Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is sometimes aggressive, but she's mostly very graceful in creating boundaries, and she's very firm, and her speech is very clear, very crisp. it's not demeaning, but it is also not pleading in a powerless way. So you were what you need to realize with this connection, or with what happened, is that you were pushed to through these instances to create a firm boundary, because your love is, everyone's love is healing, but that is, very strongly coming through. Your love is very, very healing, and so people just want to take, right? They just want to take, and you were the only one investing, investing, investing so that um energy vampire sort of tangent was there in some way, shape, or form. And so this ending had to happen, or this heartbreak in some way, shape, or form had to happen, because you were meant to protect your heart space and your love, and be very clear about how or where you invest it. Because if you look at her shield, this Queen of Swords shield, and even the mountains behind her, they are the colors of white and green and even blue. But the green is heart chakra energy, and I don't remember seeing other cards that have the similar color scheme. So it's very specific to protecting your heart center, pile number two, and that is why you had to go through this, so that you don't wistful is not the word, but so that you do not waste away that child magical and creative sort of love that you have for people or for anybody, so that it doesn't get invested in the wrong places. So yes, there's no right or wrong, but it's more about, in places which will not honor you, mostly in places that will only want to hide away this, or create a cloud around this potent, sun energy, and that sun that's full of love and wants to help things grow, wants to give life. That is the energy that I'm receiving. So there was a very strong requirement for you to learn to be strategic with your love. And now I know people may have difference of opinions here, but the way we are in the world right now, I'm not saying filter your love, but be wary of where you invest your energy. That is important. And it's not about being mean, but maybe it's for you, pile number two, it's not even maybe, it is very clear that this is about taking things slowly, letting the connection progress slowly, firmly, and at a pace where you also have a grounding or a grounded energy about what is happening in the connection, so that you don't flow away in your love and sabotage yourself, pile number two. Because with the Two of Pentacles, what I'm receiving is that you were managing too many things, you were multitasking a lot in this connection. And if you look at this Two of Pentacles, it's a loop, it's an infinity loop. You were stuck in that loop, right? So this connection, or whatever, sorry, the situation that had happened, was for you to recognize that you need to break free of this loop, which was subduing and suppressing the energy of this beautiful Page of Wands. And that is why, we the way we have the Knight of Pentacles and Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck, it's about recognizing these patterns from your past and not having regrets about any of this, but learning from them and moving with a lot of tactic and awareness, and looking at what people's actions are, specifically actions that are honest, actions that are integrity, full of integrity. Like integrity is all over their actions, sincerity, recognizing that first, and then, with ease and with kindness towards yourself and the other person, opening up your heart more and more. That's why all of this happened. And I know lessons are such painful things to go through, but it's just that these lessons give us clarity like nothing else. And so we know where to move forward and how to move forward. And how can you have moving forward with these, with this situation? For that, we have windfall and we have family changes. So this could be, I don't even feel like you have to move away or invest more in family. Like, I don't feel it's either of these energies, or the polar opposite energies that we're talking about, which is investing a lot more, or detaching, or moving away totally. But this is more like, maybe some of you would benefit from getting yourself a pet with the family changes card, is what I'm receiving, because the kind of love that you may want to shower upon another being would probably be reciprocated better from a pet, or this could be even plants. If you want to include plants in your family, why not? That's just so beautiful. So doing that, maybe change, yeah, bringing a change in your idea of what family is or what family means. And this doesn't necessarily have to be blood related family, even with the friends that you call family. Recognizing what is it that that helps you thrive and have clarity of mind as well. And in those terms, what is family for you, where you are not stuck in a loop, where you are not doing multiple things, and because of that not progressing at the pace that you are supposed to, right? So file sorry, file number 2. With family changes, I perceive that to have ease moving forward is to recognize what truly family means to you, be it in terms of friends that are family, or even relationships, familial relationships or blood related relationships that you have. And with windfall, what I'm receiving is that it's not something that you need to do to create ease. I feel like these changes in dynamics, especially understanding for yourself what family means, and as a soul, I'm not trying to separate any ideas here, but as an infinite soul we are all connected, right? So everyone in some way shape or form is family, and also not family as well. Like, our own essence is also one strong part of who we are, and that's nothing to do with people around us, right? So recognizing the entire spectrum around these things, and then really taking time out to understand what does family mean for you, and what do you want to do with those family members, what are fun activities, what will help nurture, transform, create changes, and bring in windfall of abundance for for yourself and the people that you call family. With windfall, that's what I'm receiving. Like, going forward, the ease will be created because of these changes that you will have in your mindset, and thus there will be a windfall of all forms of abundance. And with white and purple colors, what I'm receiving is that, and we do have the obvious butterfly with orange and yellow shades, there will be a big abundance of peace, of feeling at strength, or feeling strength. uh, how do I word this? Feeling very strong and firm in your own self, in your confident self, or your recognizing that the confidence that you have is abundant in nature, because now it's coming from within. It is not dependent on whom you are loving, whom not you are loving. It's about recognizing what your boundaries are, what your do's and don'ts are, and honoring the other person as well. So now it's, what you receive from somebody else is so not dependent on, am I loving them right, am I investing them in this connection correctly or not. So of course that is a question you should take care of, if you're genuinely honoring in the connection or not. But investing in terms of asking yourself that question in terms of fearing that you're not doing enough, and overextending yourself, recognizing these nuances are very important for you. But do know the ease that that's going to create is also going to bring in a lot of abundance for you. I do feel like with the purple color, a lot of abundance in receiving your intuition correctly, in your psychic powers as well. So pile number 2, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below, and do like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye. Group 3, if you chose the third image, which is one of my favorite images because I shot that for my portfolio when I was in photography school for a year. And that image is actually from a beach, but the way I color graded it, it reminds me a lot about Mars. And I feel like that has to do a lot with your pile as well, especially the bigger rock sticking out. The term that comes to my mind while looking at it is, you are like a sore thumb sticking out, so you are an odd one out. And that probably has created issues for you in your life, in the sense that your uniqueness, your gift, your prowess also is something that I'm receiving, because I do feel like you have a natural leadership energy, pile number three, and you stuck out like a sore thumb. And maybe for some of you, this is coming from childhood as well, because, and by childhood, I mean experiencing abandonment issues or traumas around this, or around you being yourself and being abandoned by people you trusted or cared for. For some of you, it does feel like a mother figure, but for a lot of you, I feel like it's a sibling also, or could be someone who you saw as an elder sister, someone who would protect you and care for you, especially emotionally, more than anything else. So, one root of this heartache could be that, but we have our cards here, and the way it is showing up here is that we have the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. So, the Eight of Cups is showing what relationship or situation created this heartbreak, and Nine of Pentacles is how it got created. So, what I am receiving is that may the childhood thing that I'm talking about, that feels like it's the base, the root, but how you know about this significantly is experiencing more in your adult life, and mostly in your career is what I'm receiving, or friends you made through your career. And career would include school friends, is what I want to say here. School, any, basically your phase of education and career both. And with the Eight of Cups being represented as a situation or the relationship that created this, what I'm receiving is that, I mean, two terms are coming to my mind. One of them was you were thrown under the bus a lot, is what I'm receiving. Made to pick up other people's. It could be other people's crap, but more so like people pinned their own problems onto you, or made you look, yeah, made out to no. How do I phrase this? Sorry. Well, Mercury retrograde is around. Made you out to be the villain. Sorry. Yeah. So, some of you, I do want to say this, you might be the villain in many people's stories, and I don't feel like it's a fault of your own. It's just that you are very powerful, pile number three. Because with the Nine of Pentacles is how this heartbreak happened. And I'm just laughing because literally with the Nine of Pentacles, what I'm perceiving is people were intimidated by your strength, your dedication, your discipline, because it's pentacles and it's work. I think Nine of Pentacles is Virgo energy, even if it's not, but it's the earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So very diligent, very calculated. You are experiencing the fruits of your labor, or you were. And that is why people wanted to, just abandon you and get those riches for themselves in any way, shape, or form. And because of this, I feel like with the Eight of Cups, either somebody left or ended a project that you were a core part of, and you created a lot of it, you made the foundations in it, or foundational roots in it, I would say, and they left you. One is that. The other is, I feel like, because these politics were happening so much, you decided that even if you've spent so much energy, invested so much emotions, so much, of your creative ideas or creative um, skills into this, you understood that this is of no use, moving forward like this, because it's not helping you grow, and people are essentially taking undue advantage of your skills, yeah. The other phrase that was coming to my mind was, or just the scenario was, people were taking away the credit of your work, or maybe stealing credit, basically your credit. This could literally be credit, the credit card credit. So maybe some of these people did steal your money in some way, shape, or form. Wow, pretty intense energy. So with the Nine of Pentacles, they wanted that quick fix, quick, escape to this financial freedom that you actually created through a lot of work on your own. And my attention is going to this small I mean, this house or the castle. It is the castle, so it's not small, but it's at a very big distance right here, and my awareness is going there because I feel like you started creating a home within yourself, and also started creating peace with your family life in some way, shape, or form. Maybe this it's just internal and it was reflecting in your outer appearance, and so people were getting intimidated by that as well. So that is another reason why they might have abandoned you or maybe even told lies about you so everyone isolates you. That's also something that's coming through, or maybe this happened growing up. And for some of you, that you did not have peace at home, but you were financially all right. I For some of you, you might have been quite rich, but mostly I'm getting like you had enough riches, and so people might have considered that you have a very easy life and very comfortable life, and they may not have known about the issues at home. So they wanted to get one over you, or they felt intimidated by you in that sense as well, and so they abandoned you, or may basically cornered you, is what I'm receiving, left you in the dust. Now, what did that create? It actually, the impact that it created is with hope, what I'm receiving is that you lost hope about friendship, and you, because basically you've become hopeless about finding genuine friendships, is what I'm receiving. That's a major impact this has had on your psyche, is what I'm receiving. And I'll just go on to the next few cards because I think that in itself says a lot. Now, looking at the clarity that needs to come, that is coming through for you here, is that from spirit, from the universe, around this situation. For that, we have the Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the High Priestess. The first strong message came through was, don't limit yourself to your physical boundings or physical surroundings. Pile number three, when it comes to creating connections, and not just creating connections, but with the Wands energy here and High Priestess and the Knight of Swords, this is about communicating your ideas, sharing your business with the world, because Knight of Swords is air energy, so it's reminding me of the world, the internet, essentially sharing your stuff online and not restricting yourself to the people around you, not restricting sharing your gifts just to the people around you. And especially if have found in your experience that people around you were not necessarily supportive. Now, I'm not telling you to be bitter with already existing people around you, because if you have support systems of people around you right now, of course they're support systems, they are supporting you, right? So honor them also, because I feel like this distance or this hopelessness which you may have embodied because of these traumatic intense experiences, in some way, shape, or form, the hurt might be projecting onto your existing connections in your physical reality. So I do perceive that there is another clarity required there to monitor that within yourself, and one step at a time, taking baby steps and realizing that you can take steps to ease this out in some way, shape, or form, honoring yourself and the other person as well. If they are not willing to listen to you, honor that and be okay with it. You look, building that muscle to being okay with how people receive you is, I feel like, the biggest lesson here. Pile number three, maybe they don't receive you at all, and maybe they receive you negatively. That is their prerogative, it is not up to you, and it's not your responsibility as well. I know it sounds harsh, but it's one of the most freeing lessons I feel like, to learn in life. Very liberating to learn and embody. And with the Page of Wands, Knight of Swords, and High Priestess, like I said, letting your intuition guide you in the world. And for some of you, quite strongly it's coming through, it's to share your intuitive gifts. So like I was mentioning, with the Queen of Cups, sorry, Queen of Cups from the at the bottom of the deck, and how I told you about the image also, it reminds me of Mars. So maybe some of you do recognize being as star seeds, so you have healing capacities or pronounced healing capacities, so to speak, and a very pronounced intuition as well, and you were investing that in people around you. But now, this is all for you to realize that you are not just limited by those around you. There are, for some of you, recognizing that your intuition and your healing capacities might heal those in the other realm, right? That's also, I mean, it is For some of you, I'm sure it might be a far-fetched idea for a few people here, and that's okay. But if you do perceive beings from other realms, I feel like your healing capacities are going to be a huge gift for them. And for some of you, I do perceive you to be mediums. I know this took a very different turn, but this is more so to realize, for you to realize that there's more than what meets the eye for you as well. I mean, people might be judging you from that lens, and in defense of that, you might have acquired that lens for yourself as well. Like, I mean, let me just repeat that. People might be, looking at you from that lens of what meets the eye is the only thing. It's just, but the actuality of the thing is that it's just the tip of the iceberg, right? And that on those bases they were judging you. But as a result of these experiences, and I feel like this must have happened time and again, or probably significantly once, and the hopelessness is that lens again that you have taken up, as in what meets the eye is people just deceiving and people being dishonest. And so you are not willing to trust others in some way, shape, or form, or not willing to trust that there's something else or something more that you can do. But that's what you need to go, what meets beyond the eye, or what can be seen through your naked eye. And you, pile number three, can very well do that, because you are very, very intuitive, very psychic, very clear in your mind space. Or I would say more than mind space, like very, you receive your intuition, you receive downloads from spirit quite clearly, more than you may give yourself credit for. So with that excitement that you wanted to share with the others around you in the past, now this entire thing actually happened because you had to learn whom to share this with, how much to share, and how to be effective in your communication. Because in in case you were not effective enough, like your boundaries were not clear enough, or you did not stand up for yourself when, like I said, your credit was stolen from you in some way, shape, or form, or your intellectual property was stolen from you, when you were not doing that, you were dishonoring yourself in some way, in one or another way, right? And that's why this happens, so that you learn now whom to share what with. And especially, this is, I wonder if it's looking green, but there is a lot of green in the Knight of Swords here. Learning to or discerning whom and whom not to share your heart centered energy with, and really discerning, because we have the high priestess and the mind eye, the third eye is open. So some of you might already have an active third eye chakra. But certainly the clarity you need to receive here is that this is something, or whatever you inherently have, the leader that you already are, needs to be shown to the world, not just to your physical surroundings, or not just to what limits you yourself have set. Pile number three. And it's just interesting, because why I tell you is that we have these two cards here representing what will create ease for you moving forward, and we have adult children, realization, and epiphanies. I feel like this is a strong realization you need to have, especially, there's blue again, third eye chakra color, because this is a darker blue. And realizing how potently you realize a lot of things, how many epiphanies you have. And with the adult children, what I'm receiving is that you have to let go of where you think you need to parent others, and show that nurturing, caring energy towards yourself first. I mean, and with adult children, I receive that, caring for others at the cost of your own well being. That is what is especially important to change for you to have, that needs to change for you to have ease moving forward. And also recognizing that people are capable of choosing for themselves. You do not have to sacrifice your or compromise your own awareness, or your own gaslight your own self with the intuition that you receive, and you feel like, oh no, no, this person is not thinking that negatively about yourself. Maybe they are, because they are in a place where they are hurting. Sorry, I mean, that they are themselves hurting, so they are in that energy, right? So in that sense, allowing yourself to acknowledge what the reality, what the truth of the situation is, and not letting yourself wither away like this, file number three. And the other thing is that for some of you, if you feel like you are not being treated as an adult that you truly are, maybe making those boundaries firm with your family is very important. so that they honor you for who you are. And also, in congruence to that, start taking actions that establish this fact that you are an adult. And this is not a dig at anybody at all. Please recognize that you are more than capable of doing this, and it's not going to be as stressful as you think it is. And why I was saying about trusting people and making friendships is that we have the join in card at the bottom of the deck, so you are being asked to socialize more and get some rest is at the bottom of the deck, I mean beneath this card. So what I'm seeing is that organize situations or create situations which are restful and you can connect with people. So don't put too much expectations on to these meetups. Relax, be at ease, be very careful about your energy for sure, and not in a on guard way, but from a place of abundance. And simultaneously, don't think much of what people say, or don't take it personally, or don't try to decode a lot there. Know that you are divinely protected, you are receiving messages clearly, and in a very light energy, start connecting with newer and newer people. That's also going to create more ease for you when it comes to physical guidance. Maybe that's why you need to be more online and share your stuff more online, so you meet more and more people. So, pile number three, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below, and do like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye.